Every day at Dollar Tree, you can find great items that you can use for crafting, just like these pizza pans. I know they're great for baking pizzas, but let me tell you, for crafting, they're so much fun. We're going to start with this traditional style one. We're going to remove the paper, and we're going to take it outside, and we're just going to spray paint it with this Rust-Oleum red spray paint. I have no clue what was happening with my spray paint. It was a little blotchy, but in the end, it worked out well, and it looks really good. While it's drying, I'm going to take this vinyl. This is just one I got on Amazon. I'm going to cut a piece to fit the pizza pan, except it didn't cover that one little extra part. So I'm just going to makeshift something here to make sure that it's going to work. So I'm just going to cut off a piece and then just open a little bit of it, maybe about a ½ inch. And then I'm just going to attach it to that one end. And it actually worked really well. And once it was attached, it's time to just trace it onto the vinyl, just like that. Then I am going to tape it down because it kind of keeps curling on me. And I'm going to mark right in the center with the little dot. Then around the perimeter, I am going to mark every 5 inch. So I'm going to start with one end, mark where the 5 inch, and then place it where that end was, and then mark it again. And I'm going to do that all the way around until the entire piece is marked. I am now going to use the extra pizza pan, and I'm just going to trace from the center to each mark with that rounded look. This is going to give me that cute little mint style, and I'm going to do that all around. And then I'm going to take my X-Acto knife, and I'm just going to cut each piece. You can also use your scissors if you have that. All right, so now that the piece is dry, it actually looks really good. I made the mistake of not sealing it with the top clear coat, and it did peel off on me. So if you're watching this and you're going to try this, make sure you seal it first. Just spray it with the clear top coat. All right, so I'm going to take the first piece, remove the back, and I'm just going to place it. Now at this point, I wasn't sure if I wanted the edges to overlap, and I decided to do it, and then I regretted it. So then I removed it, and it scratched, and it removed some of the paint. Okay, I'm going to be very honest. This was a hot mess, but I think in the end we made it work. So let's keep going. All right, so now I'm going to place each one individually. I have 4 of them, so just spacing them out as best and as close as possible to being evenly spaced out. So then I decided to just cut off that top portion. And I used my X-Acto knife, and it worked really well, except that because it is rounded on the edges, it still creates this like bubble wrinkled style, and I just did not like it. Now, looking at the camera here, it looks way better than what it really was. So I'm doing my best to really make sure that it's going to work out. So I decided, let's paint the rim. If I just paint it, it's going to blend in to the actual white portion, and it looks great on camera, but believe me, it did not look good in person. You can still see the vinyl was peeling off. It was just not working out. So then I decided, let's just cover it up with some white rope. This is nautical rope from Dollar Tree, and I think that this will work. Now, I wish I could have just left it white. I think it would have looked better. But in the end, just wait until you see it. I think it worked out. All right, so I added 2 layers to just doubled it up on the edges to make sure everything was going to be covered. I did take it outside before I added the rope, and I sprayed it with the top coat. You can see how it's a little bit more glossy. All right, so now we're going to add some greenery. This is from Amazon, but of course you can use the ones from Dollar Tree. We're just going to place 2 on each side. Some of these red glittery picks from Dollar Tree as well. And then in the center, we're going to add a couple of these pine cones and some red berries, just keeping it kind of simple. On the back, I did put a little bit of ribbon just to loop it and hot glued it and taped it to be able to hang it. I think it turned out absolutely adorable. I love the way it actually looks better with the rope. Well, let me know, what would you have done differently? Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we're going to take another pizza pan, remove the plastic. We're going to wipe it really well to remove any dust. And this one we're going to take outside and spray paint it white. Now, you really can't tell because it's so bright outside, but trust me, it's there. I did add 3 light coats. Once dry, it looks great. Now, this one, I did spray it with the top coat first. It's fully dry, and we're going to take this design that I found at Cricut Design Space, and we're just going to use some plastic clear vinyl and we're going to transfer it onto the center. Now, if you don't have a cutting machine, that's okay. You can use calendars from Dollar Tree. You can use window clings, which we're going to use one here in just a little bit. You can use the carbon paper method that I have showed you many times before. And I think the possibilities are endless. But I thought this design was really cute, so I wanted to use it with some red vinyl. Once I attached it, we're just going to add a couple of these picks once again. I'm going to add it towards the top left corner. And we're just going to add again 4 of them, 2 to each side. Add 2 of these poinsettias right there in the center. And that way it's just going to add a nice pop of red. And then some gold picks again from Dollar Tree. Instead of adding a little bit of ribbon in the back to hang it, I decided to add a robe to this one. That way you can see the robe and it just adds something different. Just another option for you to consider when you're creating your own. So I'm going to hot glue it, and because it will fray, I'm just going to add a tape, and this is going to prevent it from fraying. And I think it's gorgeous. I love the way this one turned out. Spraying it with the top coat really protects that paint. I love the greenery, but let me know what you think down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we're going to take another pizza pan, remove the paper, wipe it really well, and again, we're going to take it outside and spray paint it white. Of course, you can use any color combination you want, but white, I just love. It just gives me a nice clean slate. All right, we're going to use my Cricut again, and I found this other one that says, Santa, please stop here in blank days. I thought it was so cute, and the fact that the pizza pan is metal, I think it's going to look great. And so I'm just going to center it right there, attach it. And then there's 2 things you can do to add the numbers. You can add magnetic letters or numbers just like these. I found these on Amazon, and you can do it just like that, and they'll stick to the metal nicely. If you do not have these magnetic letters or access to them, you can grab some of this Dollar Tree vinyl. It's very glossy. Just cut up a square that fits right there in the center, and then you'll be able to write with a dry erase marker and count down the days, which I think is absolutely adorable. You can erase it and then add and count down as the days go by. So cute. All right, we're going to take this Dollar Tree Santa hat, and we're just going to place it, kind of tilt it a little bit. I thought it would be a fun twist instead of just adding greenery. So we're going to hot glue it in place and making sure that it's not going to cover any letters, but make sure that it's not going to go anywhere. Now I want it to tilt and kind of stand up straight a little bit. So I am going to flip it to the back, and I am going to add a little bit of cardboard inside, hot gluing it to the back. That way it's going to add a little bit of height, and it's not going to bend down on me or fold completely. I hope that makes sense. So adding a little bit of hot glue, adding the cardboard, now it's going to allow it to kind of just stick up a little bit. And then we're going to fold it to the side, hot glue it so it stays put. I'm going to add one of these poinsettias and some greenery, again, just to add a little bit of decor, but we're going to keep it simple. For this one, we're going to do the same thing I did with the first one. We're just going to flip it over, making sure it's nice and straight. And we're going to add a little glue, a little bit of ribbon, and we're going to tape it in place. And again, this is just not going to go anywhere. And it's really lightweight, so it worked really well. I think it's stunning and such a fun craft you can do, even with your little ones. I love the way this one turned out, but I would love to know what you think of this one. Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we're going to take one of these pie pans. Now, you can use these for deep dish pizzas. I'm going to paint this one with this beautiful ivory color by Waverly. The first coat I did nice and brushed, just regular brushing. For the second coat, I did a dab, kind of like dabbing instead of brushing, and that gave it a lot of texture. And then I did spray it with a top coat, but later. First, we are going to place these window clings. These are the ones you can find at Dollar Tree every season. And I love using them. If you don't have a cutting machine, this is a great alternative. You can use these and you can Mod Podge them really easily. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to Mod Podge this Merry Christmas right on top. And then I'm going to add some of the evergreen pines that are on the same set, cutting and Mod Podging as needed. Once they were all attached, I took it outside, sprayed it with the clear top coat, and look how cute it looks. Oh my gosh. All right, so I got these on Amazon. This is a set of 4 rub and buff, and they come in 4 shades: gold, copper, black, and silver. I'm going to use the copper, and basically you just want to open it up and then use a little rag, and you just want to apply it by rubbing it on. And I'm just going to do the edges on this one, and I think it gave it such a beautiful touch. All right, so then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to add again a little bit of ribbon in the back. That way we can hang it. So a little bit of glue, just some tape, and then that way it can be hung. The important thing when you're doing this is make sure that you're attaching it in the right location, right on top. All right, so back to the front, we're just going to add some greenery here. And it's so easy to attach because it has that lip that I think works really well. And then we're just going to add some of these golden picks that we used earlier. And then we are going to add some berries right in the center. And this is just going to tie everything together with the Merry Christmas. And I think it's gorgeous. It's my favorite from today. And I'm so surprised because I'm not a fan of the ivory. I would rather have white. But boy, is it gorgeous. And I love the golden rim. But what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. I have another video here for you, my friends, with tons more of Dollar Tree DIY crafts inspiration. Check it out. I'll see you later and have a blessed day. Bye.